Hello my friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to show you how I was able to create this poster inside of Photoshop, right? From scratch to finish. If you've not subscribed to my channel, now is the best time to hit the subscribe button and do not forget to turn on the post notifications so you don't miss any videos I'll be dropping in time. For now, without having to say much, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do here is click on file and click on new like this. The size I'm going to be using is going to be a 4x5. You can see I have it customized, right? 4x5 and inches please, and resolution 300. The first thing I'm going to do here is go over to my resource file. This is the first image I'm going to be using. So I'm just going to drag inside here and drop here like this, right? So you need to pay attention to this part. So I have my image ready, right? So I'm going to rotate it like this. Okay, so I'm going to move it downwards like this and make it smaller like this. All right, click enter when you're done. The next thing I'm going to do is go to adjustment layer, click on solid color and click OK like this and move this downwards. So I'm going to double click on thumbnail and I'm going to sample a color from the image here. This is going to be my background color. Click OK when you're done. Right, so this is the color. So this is the color code in case you need to change it. Let me move it downwards, and yeah, this is what I'm going to use finally. To select this image, click on mask, and on the mask here, select your brush. Make sure you're using the soft brush, and my opacity is set to 100 while my flow is set to, you can use a 20, just to make sure you're getting rid of the edges like this, so you have a nice blend. Okay, and you want to rotate this and bring this downward a little bit, make it slightly bigger. Okay, move it a little bit to this part here. Okay, so you can see that I still have small spaces, right? So let me go over to filter. I'm selecting the image itself now. I'm going to make it pop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up camera raw like this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bump up the texture like this. I'm going to bump up the clarity and also the haze. So you can copy my settings for this. I'm going to leave this at increase the highlights and click OK, and this is what you have, right? So selecting the mask now, going back to my brush, I'm going to reduce the flow to like a 14 and I'm going to remove these areas in between the crown. As you can see, I've faded them out, so I can now proceed to go on with the design. So I'm going to bring in this image. Right, bring in this image. This is going to serve as our light source, right? So that we don't start creating light source from the scratch. Now these images are in the description of this video, right? So click on the mask and we want to get rid of the lower parts. So I'm going to increase the flow to like 100 and get rid of this parts, here like this. Okay, so remember I need just the lights, right? So this is the first step. The next thing you need to do is press Ctrl T. You need to extend these lights. So Ctrl T and let's extend this. Zoom out if you need to and make sure the light is touching the crown here like this. Okay, and bring this in a little bit, holding down the shift key. Click enter when you're done and convert this to smart objects, right? Go over to filter, go to blur and Gaussian blur like this. Add a Gaussian blur to this, and somewhere around here this is too much, so somewhere around here looks nice, so I'm going to leave mine here. Click OK like this. Now to finish this up, the next thing I'm going to do is change the blend mode to linear dodge out like this. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a duplicate copy of this, turn off this, bring this one here and rotate this. Rotate this way and place it somewhere here. So it's going to be a light source for this part. Hold down shift while you bring this out like this. So I'm going to click enter. You can see it's a nice and beautiful light source here, right? I'm going to duplicate this, Ctrl J, and I'm going to flip horizontal and bring this here like this, right? So the level of this one shouldn't be as high as the first one, right? Just to create that light effect. So I have our two light effects pointing towards the crown, and let me turn this on, right? So I'm going to move this up, hold down shift and take this out like this. Click enter when you're done to have a nice light effect, right? Move this here and place this here well. Okay, so next thing I want to do is go over to my text tool, and I'm going to type something simple. I'm going to change the font to what I used, and do not forget that all these are parts of the Smart Designer Premium assets. So make this bigger, move this to the middle like this, and click enter, Ctrl J to duplicate this. Double click on this, and this is going to be thrown like this, and bring this inside like this. Okay, and bring this down. Double click on this, and this is going to be THE. I'm going to change the font that I use for this to something simple that would blend with the initial font that I have. Very, very important when you do compositions. You don't just use any fonts you want to use just because the font is nice or cool. It must be something that complements what you have already, right? So I'm going to leave this here, click enter, and I'm going to increase the spacing here. 3000 works, so it's before the front, right? So group the three of them, and of course you can rename this text, right? So I'm going to center it to the middle and make it slightly bigger like this. So I'm going to have this here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add an effect to this, but this is how I'm going to do this. So I'm going over to my resource file, and of course if you've not gotten your Smart Designer Premium assets, it's still very much available. Now the file I'm going to be using now is part of this particular asset, right? So you have your PSD template inside your flyer template inside this package, so it's loaded. It's something you shouldn't miss. So I'm just going to go over to my Smart Designer Premium assets. All right, as you can see, I have mine here. I'm just going to go inside and I'm going to go over to the PNG session. Yeah, so the file I'm going to use is just right inside here like this. So this is the file I'm going to use. So I'm simply going to drag and I'm dropping inside here like this, right? So this is the file. So I'm just going to use rasterize this and click on remove background, right? So you can do it the other way around, remove the background like normal way, but I just want to save time with this. As you can see, there are some things the AI inside here didn't get, but we can always redo what we have. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to convert this back to smart objects like this, and Ctrl T, and I'm just going to extend this part out so it's not part of what I'm saying, and hold down shift to take that up like that and click enter when you're done. I'm going to go to filter, still selecting the image, Gaussian blur like this, and I'm going to have it somewhere here like this and click OK. Now with this selected, right, you can see the effects. I'm going to do, so this is the effects. So I'm going to name this text, which is where I have my text. Select this image, and you want to change the blend mode to Okay, so linear bond and tip it to the text. Let me change this. Okay, so I'm going to use pin light instead, right? So this is giving me the realistic effect that I want, the golden effect, right? So I'm going to adjustment layer. I'm going to click on brightness and contrast, and I'm going to clip it to the image, right? Clip it to the image, and I'm going to increase my brightness, and I'm going to increase my contrast like this to create this nice effect. So it's not too golden, it's just giving me the shade of the gold that I actually want for this composition. So a little bit of whites and a little bit of gold color there. So you can move this upward and change the direction just the way you want it, and when you're done, click enter. So for this one, I'm going to keep my radius here and click OK. I'm just going to rest here like this. So the next thing I'm going to do here is, let me just group all of this and name it text like this. So I'm keeping my layers in check, so I don't have things scattered all around the layers. The next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to my source file and I'm going to bring in my text. I already taken time to type out this, or better still, I'm going to bring in this image. So let me work with my images, and the last thing I'm going to add is, of course, my text, and of course balance up my composition. So this is the image I have. Click on the mask, and I'm going to get rid of the areas that I do not want. Foreground color set to black, and I'm going to conceal. Of course, my flow is set to 100. I'm going to conceal these regions like this, and you need to pay attention to this part here. So change the blend mode to screen. You can see how it blends with the crown. Click on the mask and reduce my flow like this, and I'm going to get rid of some certain areas, like somewhere around here and somewhere around here, right? I'm going to get rid of it somewhere around here because my text is going to rest here. So somewhere around here, I do not want that effect. So Ctrl T and move this upward like this, and click enter. So this is just the way I want it. So I can then go over to my resource file and bring in my text this time. So it's now okay to come in, and as you can see, I have my text. And I'm going to go back to the mask, and I'm going to fade this part so my text can be seen well, right? Just that part alone, and I'm okay with the effect that I have here. As you can see, the last thing I'm going to do here is go over to color balance. I need to blend everything well, so I'm just going to be adding these values for my midtones. Please copy my settings. And for the shadows, I'm going to tilt towards yellow this time instead of blue like we've always done before, just to make it pop more. And that is what you have. Alright guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, and do not forget to share this video, like and subscribe to this channel, and do not forget to turn on the post notification so that you don't miss any of the videos I will drop into now. Ciao.